From all this, join me live from Cardiff, UK, is Elbashir Idris. He is a Sudan affairs analyst. Hi there, sir. It's a pleasure seeing you. So the Sudan Liberation Movement reports over 1,000 dead, as we just said. But given your knowledge of the conflict dynamics, do you find those figures reliable?
Well, given the fact that Tarasin village was once known for its citrus production, and given that this happened during the rainy season in Sudan, this is actually common. Just last year, we've seen this happen all the way in eastern Sudan, where a water reservoir collapsed due to the heavy rains. And now we're seeing it again here in West Sudan due to the soil collapse and fragile infrastructure. This is what happens when there is state negligence in the middle of a war and displacement. And this situation here, which reports have said only two people have been found alive, whilst 1,000 more are buried underneath, is a harrowing example and a situation that shows just how chaotic not only the battlefield is, but just the livelihood for civilians within Sudan. And so, for those within the west of the country who are calling for international aid to come in, it presents a real issue of sovereignty and being able to do so. Let's give some people the context here. Just a few days ago, the government, a parallel government, has been formed in Western Sudan by the Rapid Support Forces and the allied militias. Jabal Marra, this place where the incident happened of the landslide, falls within the jurisdiction of the RSF. However, in international circles, for international aid to come in, it has to get permission from the government of Sudan, which is in Khartoum slash Port Sudan. So, for the international aid groups to be able to come in, they must find a way to be able to negotiate with the government that is recognized internationally, but also with this new parallel formed government that was just formed 2 days ago. And this is a real test now to see from the international community whether they would actually be able to bring the belligerents to the table so they can say, let us open the safe passages and doors so we can go inside Jabal Marra and be able to excavate what we can. However, if that's not possible, perhaps that they can work together to be able to vet resources within Khartoum or these other places so these essential items can be then sent to Jabal Marra without the parties worrying that there will be any smuggling of arms or
Yeah.
anything that would lead to more deaths. Essentially, what we're seeing here isn't something brand new, but a continuation of the failure of the state, or of states, or rather, and what happens when we focus too much on war and forgetting the lives of civilians who are going against the elements every single day. And this tragedy is an absolute example
Indeed,
of
it
that
is.
in Tarsin village.
Elbashir, this, as you know, because you brought it up quite a bit there, this is one of several global south conflicts that have been sidelined because of global north issues. I wonder if you think this landslide disaster could in any way push the world to pay more attention to what's happening in Sudan.
Well, if the world isn't paying much attention what's going on even in Afghanistan or with a horrible earthquake that has happened there, and given the realities that we must face of the global south being sidelined or marginalized due to many different biases that are faced in the global north, such as racism, it would almost be as no surprise if the global north does not pay attention to this situation. However, if they do, and they certainly do wish to remember their humanitarian and neoliberal ethics of human rights. And then it would be almost hypocritical that now they wish to focus on the humanitarian situation, whilst we have a famine and genocide and ethnic cleansing happening in other parts of the country, and in fact not just too far away from Jabal Marra. However, those situations are man-made.